Hello everybody, this is the flowering cherry, the Prunus incisa PN, which I picked up for £5 back in March from a UK supermarket. Yeah, I paid £5 for it, so a nice little tree for a fiver, I thought. And then in May I took it out of the nursery pot and we put it into this hideous pot that I'd bought some daffodils in. It truly is a horrible pot, but it was the most suitable size and shape that I had for what I had in mind, which was namely making this tree into a nice little room style tree. Now, about a week ago I noticed that the wire that I put on was beginning to cut in places, so I removed that, and unfortunately, as is sometimes the case, some of the branches have reverted back to their original shape and position, and they hadn't actually set in place as I'd hoped they would. So I'm going to do a bit of a rewire. So before I do that, let's just give a bit of a spin. As you can see, it's beginning to take on the beautiful reds of autumn. I'm sure in a few days it'll look even better than this, but I wanted to get the work done now while it's not raining. We've had some terrible downpours and more forecasts, so I'm going to start with this branch, and I'm going to just anchor the wire on that section, and then what I want is to just bring this back somewhat. Try not to catch any of these leaves. Hopefully I'll get lots of flower come February, March time, and then I just want to give that a bend. It hadn't fully reverted, but it had some. So there we are, that looks better. Similarly, this one, slightly thinner piece of wire. I was undecided as whether I want to keep this or not. It kind of grows straight out of the trunk, but I'm going to keep it for a little while longer. It may get lost in the final design, but for now I quite like having a branch there there it is, so I'm going to keep it. I think this is probably the last chance for pruning with a stone fruit as well, and I'm actually going to shorten it roughly to there. Okay, the other piece I wanted to work on, well, pieces were this piece, which I want to bring down a little, and this piece likewise. So that round, I'm going to wire 2 in 1 here. I've said this a multitude of times. If you want to learn how to wire the way the Japanese do, and you know, super neat, and then I'm not your guy. You know, my wiring is functional, gets the job done, but it's not really what you'd call neat. But I don't show my trees apart from on the internet in this fashion, which is, as I've said before, also mainly my way of documenting my progress with each tree, as much for myself as for you guys. And the fact that you seem to like them as well is a bonus for me, and that also makes me quite happy to know that other people are getting some enjoyment. But I'm not interested in the competition of a formal kind of bonsai show, if that makes sense. Okay, a bit more of a twist in that. That's better. That gives it a bit more of an informal motion, as if it's a branch that's grown over many years, rather than just over one or 2 years. This piece, that piece is okay up to there, so I'm just going to start here with a quick looped wanker. And then I just want to put a bend in that. That piece doesn't want to cooperate entirely. Sometimes they fight back a little. That's better. So this is my front that you're looking at here at the moment. Actually, there's a dead straight piece there that I'm a little unhappy with. So let's put a bit of movement in that. There we go, that's a bit better. Okay, so I'm happy with all the other branches on the tree at the moment. This piece took quite nicely. So give you a quick 360. As always, the drink can's there for scale. Really quite nice Nursery back and front. I'll give you a close up of that perhaps. Really quite pleased with the Nursery. Is forming quite nicely on this tree. Lucked out there with the specimen that I chose. Some roots at the back as well, so it does have a kind of angle to the left. No, to the right, sorry. It does have kind of an angle off to the right, but I quite like that. Okay, so that's about it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more. Although we're going into a downtime season, there's still bits and pieces of work to be done. So, thank you all for watching. In these strange old times, please take care of yourselves. Stay safe.